Hello everyone, welcome to Josh's Boxes. My name is Josh. Today I want to make another test drive video with Index Card RPG. I would like to test out these tables in the back. They've got like cursed loot, a monster maker, hero motivations, obstacles and locations for adventures. And just like I did with my Mecha Hack video, I want to use these tables, I want to show you how I use these tables to create a fun one-shot adventure, or hopefully. And so this is the piece of paper that I used to plan out the adventure, and I'm just going to walk you through what I did. So I rolled for a location and got a thatched village surrounded by a rocky river. And then I rolled for a goal of the adventurers is to seal the magic gate that holds the Black Castle in prison before Aziel's hordes can escape. So we got a big demon portal. And then I wanted to make a big boss monster. So I went with the monster maker and I rolled on the trait. I got changing, which is one creature is turning into another and has abilities for both for a time. There is motivation is to reproduce, which is ignoring all concerns besides making more of itself. The special abilities I rolled for it were devour and wild. Devour means that if a hero takes a big hit, they're consumed. And then wild means that it darts all around the map. I rolled an upgrade for it and got a magic effect that adds 1d6. And then the loot that I got for this adventure was the Key of Ogdru, which can summon 1d8 giant tentacles. And then there's also the Sentinel's Hood, or in the book it's called the Hood of Fear. But I changed it to the Sentinel's Hood because of the adventure. But that makes it gives you +3 defense, and it makes it so the enemies have to pass a wisdom test or they flee from you. The Key of Ogdru was on the cursed table, cursed loot, and then the Hood of Fear was on the epic loot table. And I was thinking, how can I put these all together? Because the Thatched Village is pretty mundane, but a sealed magical gate that holds back demons is pretty fantastical. And so I was trying to think of a way to combine the two. And I thought, what if the village was built on top of this magic gate on purpose? And it's like a group of monks or paladins or holy warriors that purposely built like this big temple around this demon gate so that they can watch it and prevent it from opening. And they call themselves the Sentinels, so that's why it's called a Sentinel Hood. And I was like, well, something has to go wrong for it to be needing to be sealed. So I thought, what if there was like a blood moon that happened and this like messed with the magic of the runes that were keeping the gate shut and like increased the power of demons, and so they were able to break through and they've been like pouring into town. And so the players would start in the town right before the blood moon occurs, and then the blood moon happens and the demon portal opens in the temple. And there's like all this panic as these minor demons begin to flood the streets, and the monks are doing the best they can because this is what they've trained for, but they were caught off guard. And so they're like fighting, and the players have to help to fight and hack their way through these demons to get to the entrance of the temple. This whole scene would have a DC of 11, because that's what ICRPG does, is every scene has 1 DC. So the minor demons and any other skill checks would take DC 11. Then when they get to the temple entrance, the main entrance is collapsing because that's where the magic runes, the like shield, was. And so the players need to do 2 hearts of effort to reestablish the runes and re-engage the shield. And that can be like intelligence effort, or, to like recreate the runes, or it could be like dexterity effort to try and piece the parts of the rune back together. But it would be 2 hearts, and this would be like a skill challenge with a DC of 12. And there would also be a timer here. Probably like a D6 rounds or D8 rounds or something, 2D4 maybe to reestablish the runes. And then once they get to the inner chamber where the portal is, the DC is now 13, and the Sentinel Primarch, the leader, is being corrupted by the energies of this portal. and he's like mutating into a demon. So that's where this monster maker comes in, is he's like mutating between holy and warrior and demon monster. And he will fully transform and just like open the portal all the way in 2d6 rounds. And he's aided by 1d4 infected sentinels. So they would be like kind of mid-tier enemies. And then after they've defeated those guys, the players would need to close the great gate, requiring 1 heart of magic effort after the sentinel has been defeated. Again, like intelligence, or it could be strength to just force it closed, or, you know, whatever the adventurers come up with. And then I want to show you the enemies that I came up with. It didn't have a random table for these different enemies, so I just used the rules at the back of the monster section about tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 monsters, and I modified them a little bit. So minor demons would be a tier 1 monster. They would have 1 HP, so any hit just instantly destroys them. They would have +2 to all their stats, but no effort bonuses. And just as a little ability, I would give them a Vile Scream, which the players would need to pass a charisma check. It would be DC 11, or they take magic damage, which is D10. And then they, you know, they're demons, they have like claws, so they would take weapon damage. So they can like pack a punch, but they're super weak. And then the infected sentinels have 1 heart, which is 10 HP, and they get a +4 to their stats, no effort. This would be a tier, like loosely based on a tier 2. And they have like this holy command ability, which the players would need to pass a wisdom save or lose their next turn. And it got super messy here, so it's all crossed out. But or they've got a foul blast, which is after a successful weapon hit, the players have to pass a charisma test or take an extra D4 damage. So that can be pretty lethal. And then finally is the Warping Primarch. He's got 3 hearts, so he's definitely got a lot of life, +5 to stats, and +2 to effort. And he does 2 actions, so he's going to be a big boss, hard to deal with. And then I figured that each turn, with the 2 actions, I would roll a d6 for each of the actions. And I have a table of 6 different actions he can take that kind of represent that wild, devouring, changing thing that I got with the Monster Maker. So if you roll a 1, then it actually, he like temporarily regains control and heals all of the heroes for 1d4 HP, just because I feel like this is going to be a pretty like brutal battle, and so having a little bit of healing will help in there. Number 2, if he rolls a 2, he'll teleport to a random spot 10 feet away, which is that wild teleport that I rolled up earlier. Number 3 would be all heroes have to pass a wisdom test or take magic damage. This would be like he breathes some sort of like evil vapor out. I modified the Devour earlier because it says like if they take 10 damage, but it also I wanted to change it a little bit, so he can target 1 hero and they have to pass a strength test or be devoured. And it's basically, that's kind of like the multiplying thing that he wants to do, is he's always trying to consume people. And while the heroes are devoured, they take an automatic D4 of damage every single turn, and it's a strength test to get out. So, you know, it could be a couple turns before they're able to get out, and they take, you know, 6 damage or something. Number 5 is all heroes have to pass a dex save or they take weapon damage. I imagine that as he's morphing and changing, he's like going from claws and blades and like growing and oozing as he's like he absorbs some of the sentinels already, and he's like this growing, oozing goo demon Primarch monster that's like lashes out at everyone. So everyone has to make a dex save. And then Holy Smite, 1 hero has to pass a dex or wisdom save, whichever is higher, or they take ultimate damage. I gave it the 2, you know, just in case someone has one of those low. So a better chance of passing, but if not, you take ultimate damage, which could be lethal. So that's the adventure and the monsters. It all fits on, you know, 1 page and then the back of the other page. Obviously, this isn't like super neat. I just wrote this in pen. If I were publishing this adventure, I would want to, you know, make it a little bit more clean and probably draw a map and stuff. But this is the adventure that I came up with. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's super easy to make adventures for ICRPG and just kind of give the monsters cool abilities because it's just such a simple system. It's definitely not as easy as Mecha Hack. Like Mecha Hack gives you just like more results on the table, I guess. And so I did have to do more thinking to connect these and more kind of creativity on my own. But still, I think just like the seeds that these ideas planted gave me some cool ideas, and I think I have a cool adventure here. So if you like it, feel free to adapt it for your own tables. And yeah, if there's like any changes you would make or any ideas you have to make this adventure cooler, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your ideas. But thanks so much for watching. There will also be a link in the description for where you can pick up the Index Card RPG book if you're interested in checking it out yourself and rolling on these tables to come up with your own adventures. But another bonus thing about Index Card RPG is that if you don't want to come up with your adventures, if when you buy it, it comes with a PDF of 19 pre-made adventures. So if you don't like coming up with your own adventures and you get the book, boom, you've got 19 pre-made ones that they're super simple, super easy to read and run, and very limited work on the GM's part. So that's super nice. But anyways, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and until next time, ciao.